Hey guys, my name's Rhea and welcome back to the 100% playthrough of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. We finally managed to track down at least Tamara, the Baron's daughter, and she is over here in Oxenfurt, and we are standing right at the door where we are supposed to meet her.
I'm looking for Tamara, the Bloody Baron's daughter. Your brother said I'd find her here.
Wojtek sent you, sir.
How else would I know she was here?
Wait a moment. I'll fetch her straight away.
You're looking for me, and who might you be? My father send you?
Yeah, to see if you're still alive. And well. I'm Geralt of Rivia.
I'm quite alive and extraordinarily well, Geralt of Rivia. Better than I've ever been in this rotten life of mine, and now that you've seen me, I bid you farewell.
Wait.
We've nothing more to talk about.
Father was worried about you, or I don't blame you. Well, considering everything she went through and everything the Baron put her mother and indirectly her through, I don't blame you.
Your father's a vile man. You're angry and bitter. Can't blame you.
Why do you help him then? Why did you take this job?
Because he knows something about someone dear to me. Promised to tell me if I found you and your mother.
Got it. A bit of blackmail. Just his style. Well, now you found me, you can tell him I'm alive and I'm never coming back.
Why'd your mother miscarry? What happened to your mother? Let's ask her about her side of the story first.
Before I agreed to look for you, your father told me his version of events. Tell me yours.
Mine? It's dull as life amidst the swamps. My earliest memories are of a drunken father lying under the stairs, caked in mud and clutching a bottle. Next dozen years, pretty much the same. Father would drink, disappear for days, then come home in a rage and send furniture flying. Thank the gods for war. I was glad every time they sent him off. And the quarrels. I remember him screaming at Mum, the thuds as he beat her, then her sobbing. I'd hide under my bed and long for silence. That's the long and short of it. Multiply by 19 and there you have my life. Finally, we'd had enough, Mum and me. He crossed the line and we fled.
Okay, so what happened to your mother?
Wojtek claims your mother had strange marks on her hands, and that a monster dragged her into the woods. That true?
We were riding towards the river. Suddenly, Mum cried out, bent over, almost fell off her horse. I rode up to her and saw something strange. Her hands were on fire. And then that creature leapt from the woods. I don't know what it was, but it roared so fierce my nose bled. I saw it topple trees. I've never been so scared in my life. And that thing grabbed my mum and disappeared into the woods. I wanted to turn back, go after them, but the horses panicked. Now I don't even know if she's alive.
Okay, let's ask why Anna miscarried.
Don't mean to pry, but I know your mother had a miscarriage.
His doing? He shoved her, she fell, that's how it started. We were alone, no one to help, blood everywhere. Worst night of my life.
Sorry. Must have been hard for you both.
Mum was in shock. She was raving that it was better this way, that she never wanted the child. Must have had a fever. She was losing blood the whole time.
She didn't want the child?
Said she'd sooner cut open her guts than bear another child from his seed.
That's quite harsh. Okay, so what does Tamara have in plan now?
What will you do now?
Find my mum?
You realize that might not be that easy.
Don't worry, I'm not daft enough to believe I can do it alone. I've got some new friends now. Powerful friends. They'll help me.
Who are these friends? What about your father? Let's ask about these friends.
Who are these friends, if it's not a secret?
No secret. Heard of the Church of the Eternal Fire? A priest helped me contact the Redanian witch hunters. Righteous, brave men. They'll help me.
Hence the candlesticks in your room. So you believe in the eternal fire.
Once the heat of the fire has set your heart aflame, it gives you strength and leads you down the path of truth for the rest of your life. I hope it'll bless you with its warmth one day.
Thanks. Thing is, fire's tricky. It's easy to get burned.
What about your father?
What about your father?
Who? Oh, him. I don't care. I won't go back to him. That bit of my life? Forgotten it already.
Well, well. A witcher. Never thought the Baron would stoop to hiring a monster slayer. Though I hear you're good at tracking things down.
Who are you, the Baron's desperate? Okay, yeah, who are you?
Glad you know who I am. Haven't introduced yourself, though.
Graden, witch hunter in the service of His Royal Majesty Radovid of Redania. I'm certain you've heard of us.
Rings a bell.
If the bloody Baron sent you to fetch his daughter, you'd best face it. You will fail in your task.
I appreciate your concern, but I don't need it. As for Tamara, she can make her own decisions.
Noble of you. A killer for hire abandoning his bounty for the good of another. The hunters and the Church of the Eternal Fire thank you. So the Baron hired a witcher to find his daughter. Interesting.
The Baron's desperate.
Desperate fathers have been known to do a lot to find their daughters.
Unexpected from a witcher. I thought your mutations cleansed you of humanity. Stripped you of emotions.
You don't need mutations to strip men of their humanity. I've seen plenty of examples.
Geralt is very, very right there for one. Say, where will you take Tamara?
Where are you gonna take her?
Tamara must rest. She's had a harrowing experience. When the warmth of the eternal fire has restored her strength, we shall see about finding her mother.
Hope you know what you're getting into.
I've never been more certain. The eternal fire is the best thing that could happen to me.
In that case, good luck.
Thank you for respecting my choice. Farewell.
Nibbles the cat. Okay, so now we can go to the Baron, but we can also loot quite a few things over here. Mysterious letter. Okay. There's a lot of books that we still haven't read. And I do believe that we might tackle that in this episode. Another bit of a reading episode, if you will. Do-it-yourself. There's a lot of do-it-yourself books around here. Goes up to North Novigrad. Some more water. Toussaint. Okay, let's go ahead into our inventory and see just how much we have to read. Not that much, actually. Not that much. We have a quest item called Religion and Life, so let's go ahead and actually grab that first. And should we thus submit our life to religion, or should we interpret religion so that it serves our lives instead? There are as many schools as there are philosophers, as many stories as there are human beings, and let us not forget elven beings, nor dwarven, halfling, gnomish ones, nor any other such sapient creature familiar with the quandaries of the soul. I, for my part, have survived now more than 120 years. Vodka and radishes work wonders. Lend no credence to anyone who claims differently. Can swear with all certainty that there is no way to reconcile everyone at once, and what pleases one will provoke whingering and sulking in another, and will undoubtedly cause a third to reach for his knife if it dares depart him from his known narrow world by so much as a hair. What then are we to do? How should we live? Why, as we like, as our soul urges, disregarding all the brayings of philosophers and ethnicists, those contained in some tome included, disregard them as we would fairy tales nor old wives' legends. Okay, careful, there's a swindler about. We have read that and that in the previous episode. Lands of the North, Velen. The land of Velen, located in western Temeria with its capital in Gors Velen, is one of the poorest provinces in the kingdom. Its territory encompasses the Isle of Thanedd, home to the famous Magic Academy, which, along with Gors Velen, constitutes the commercial and developmental mainspring of the entire province. Velen is a stop on the Novigrad trade route running through Sidaris, Bergen, Brugge, Sintra, and other such southerly realms. Veleners subside primarily on agriculture, crafting, and animal husbandry. The province is practically deprived of all natural resources. It contains a great deal of forests, wetlands, and cultivated woods, though the greatest part of it is covered in swamps and bogs, and we had the opportunity to see that as well. Do it yourself. How many times have you cursed a tailor for sewing a shirt more crooked than the infamous home in Novigrad? How many times have you argued with a smith who proved unable to forge a simple horseshoe in a month? How many times will you steal food from your children's mouths because some armorer demands a Kaviri fortune for a ho-hum helmet? Enough. Basta, I say, and so should you. Empowered by the tome you hold in your hands and a few simple tools, you shall be able to perform basic repairs all by yourself, and perhaps even create something from scratch. So show those extortioners from the crafting guilds who shall make the fool of whom, roll up your sleeves and get to work. Play around with Siepan, we also read that, as well as the contracts. Diary of a Fire Swallower. I was at Loch Muin, that's right, the summit of summits itself. We'd gone there, my troop mates and I, knowing there'd be a meeting of the mighty in the ruins. You see, whenever big shots gather to choose some particularly grisly fat, there's coin to be had for performing men like us. Tired jaws need to relax with some laughing and indulging in other sorts of simple delights. I learned this as a lad from my old man, who'd dragged me around to juggle outside courts and conventions all over the continent. And so now, playing my own trade as a fire swallower, I told the lads up soon as I caught word of what was brewing in Loch Muin, and we turned our wagons that way at once. I'm not much one for politics, but I couldn't help but listen to some of this time. You see, we Temerians have just lost our king, and our future was to be decided at that very summit, with John Natalis representing our side of the matter. Radovid was there too, a young pup then, though emanating strength like a grey-haired alpha wolf. It seemed this wolf was licking his chops over Temeria like it was a ripe bit of carrion. The rest was dull, a lot of talk about the uprising in Edirn and its leader Saskia, who they called the Virgin, though I never got the chance to check personally whether that was accurate. The Guardians had a delegate, some Shillard fellow, and mages were there talking about resorting the Conclave and Supreme Council of Sorcerers. I didn't listen to much of that. My eyes were glued to the unusually large number of armed troops present at these peaceful talks. Steel-plated grunts clenched pointy weapons and paced the ruins' courtyards everywhere you looked. Radovid had even brought the Knightly Order of the Flaming Rose, those arrogant pricks ready to bash anyone who doesn't think the same as them. Though the coin was coming in amply, we didn't wait around to see how things would develop, just loaded our stuff onto our wagon and left at a trot. As we mounted the pass, we looked back to see pillars of smoke, black as pitch, rising above Loch Muin. Okay, we also have a tiny bit of insight about the events that happened in the book. I'm not sure whether Witcher 1 or Witcher 2 from the games covered that very same topic. We have Contract Monster and Oxenfurt, we read that, as well as Beware of Trolls. We also read The Shrieker, Beast of Honorton, and Mysterious Letter. That's the one we picked up downstairs. All is prepared. We await only your arrival. When I told the commander of your commitment and zeal, he agreed to welcome you into our ranks at once. At first, you will be put through preliminary training, but you already know how to ride and wield a blade, and thus have already mastered the essentials. The rest will not take much time. As soon as you don our colors, we will set out in search of your mother. And we will find her, I promise, even if we have to comb every inch of Velen. Okay, so we got some insight about how things work in the world of Witcher, and we also found out what happened to Tamara and how she's going to continue with her life. Now we need to talk to the Baron and his family, and I for once will choose to fast travel because there is quite a ways away we have to go. And as you can see, we uncovered 1, 2, 3, 4 notice boards only, and this is the amount of question marks we got from those. And there's so many more notice boards to go, so we will definitely hang around in this section of the world. So let's go ahead and fast travel to Crow's Perch just to make things a tad bit faster. And let's go ahead and talk to the Baron about his family. I also haven't looted all of the... buildings up at Crow's Perch. We did loot the village surrounding it, but not the fort itself, and there are some treasures there to be had if I remember correctly. So let's go ahead and start over on here. Let's see what we can find. I will take anything from crafting components to better swords. Armor, not so much, because as I said before, and will probably say it a couple more times, I don't want to wear anything that's not Witcher gear. I believe you 100% there. We have a ladder over here. So let's go ahead and climb it. Can we loot this, by the way? Yes, we can. Can also... No. Don't fall down. Thank you. And we can jump over on here to find a dead man. And also lots and lots of chests. Mastercrafted silver sword and insectoid oil. Heavy mace. Alcohast. Can I push this away with art? I can. And there's 2 more chests over here. Rusty sword and a bit of water. Now over on here there's also a thing or 2 we can loot. Let me just go ahead and see if the mace is any better. It isn't. Okay. There's also a chest over here with lots of stuff. Oh. Oops. I didn't think Geralt would take that much damage from it. Okay, apparently he does. So let's go up over here. I guess there's only this bit over here that we can loot. Maybe Okay. Oh, there's a chest. Sheadal's armor, Dragon's Dream, and a Velen longsword. So we are getting quite a few pieces of good gear. And I know we've had some chests up in the stables as well during the quest, but it's still there. Kidwini Gambas and Moon Dust. So we are getting a lot of crafting components. Okay. And the stable doors are open. Oh.
A word, please.
No time? What is it? What is it?
What is it?
That night when the Baron ordered everyone to lock their doors, stay inside. What did you and the Baron do?
Gotta ask the Baron about that. Speaking of which, know where he is?
Garden. Spends a lot of time sitting there of late.
Drunk.
No. Don't drink, don't eat. Just sits.
Okay, so the Baron's in the garden. I will go ahead and just check our loot. And also if we can craft anything, we can craft a Dragon's Dream. As well as a decoction. Noon Wraith. This significantly limits the duration of knockdown, hypnosis, stun, and blindness. Okay, and oils and potions, nothing else. Let's go ahead and talk to the Baron.
There you are.
See the hollyhock there? The violet blooms. Brought the plants here from Nazaire. Anna had read some story. Insisted on having them. Spent hours tending to them, trimming, pruning. She was so content at that. And them, the frilly ones, called birds of paradise in Zerrikania. But Tamara called them dragons of paradise. She adored them. Damn shame I'll never learn which blooms would please Dea most. Though it's good to know her spirit's free.
Gotta talk about your family. Death of a family member is always hard.
Your loss. It must hurt. Bad. But there wasn't anything we could do.
No. Not now. Not anymore. It was too late. That was clear. Should have acted earlier. Taken them all from this damned Velen. In this hole. This reesty mire. Nothing could go right here.
Okay, we do need to talk about your family.
You've learned something? Well, let's go inside. It's a bit chilly out. Any news for me?
Your daughter's in Oxenfurt.
What the blazes? She all right? In good health? Safe? Why haven't you brought her back?
Never offered to do that.
How do you know she's safe? You see her at least?
I saw her. We talked. She said I could tell you she's safe
When will she come home?
and that she's not coming back.
She's not to return. But I prepared all for her. Her room's await. I sent away for new pantoblas from Toussaint. How can she not come back?
I don't blame her. You gotta come to terms with it. Yeah, he does have to come to terms with it because Tamara is a young woman, clearly independent, and she knows what she wants. So
Sooner you accept this, the better. Face it, you haven't been the best father.
I have not, true. But I'd change, would be different. If only she'd return. If only they'd both come back. Maybe all is not yet lost. She's in Oxenfurt, you say? Well, maybe she hasn't left. Maybe she'll hear me out.
You can always try. Wouldn't get my hopes up, though.
I shall try. I must. Life is pointless without her and Anna. I've nothing to lose. Incidentally, what of my Annie? Learned anything?
Nothing yet, but I'm on her trail.
Well, what are you waiting for?
For you to tell me about Ciri, like we agreed.
Fine. A word once given. When Ciri was on the mend, we took her out on a hunt. Thought a bit of galloping would warm up her limbs, gone stiff from so much bed rest. That lass of yours, pure luck in the flesh. To hunt down a wild boar that size, why, worthy of one of King Foltest's feasts, were he still among the living. Ciri, come! Our haunt should be yours as I see it.
Oh, you done well, lass.
Not bad. Not bad at all. But who goes boar hunting with a sword?
No bow at hand, no spear. My sword was all I had.
Well, you brandished it beautifully. Where'd they teach you that, anyway?
At Kirmorhen on the road. Now, since the Wild Hunt is after us, and I say us because in this case we are playing Ciri, I do believe she would want to be as incognito as possible, so let's say on the road.
A little here, a little there.
Not surprising, given you wander the world alone. Not alone no more. She's in the company now.
That's right. You're a member of the company. We're drinking together, killed a wild boar as a pack, you might say. But we've no notion how you arrived here. A woman in a man's garb, razor on her back. Who exactly are you? You a mercenary?
Something of the sort. I'm a witcher. Just a traveler. Now, I don't think something of the sort would apply to Ciri. And we don't want to say a witcher. So, just a traveler.
I just travel a lot. And I don't always happen upon such good and civil company.
Ah, gift of the gab she's got. Here's the good company.
This I like. Drinks like a lad, knows her sword work, kills a boar as if it were a piglet. A she-wolf, if ever I've seen one.
All right, all right. A woman could swing a sword. I've knowed one. But never seen a lady mount anything but a cock proper. All tipsy on horseback. Nothing strange on account they bloody mount them sideways.
Perhaps you'd care to wager?
Think you can outrun me on an horse? Naturally. What's the stake?
Black mare. The one in the stable.
Oh, that won't do at all.
Coward, what's the problem? Let's poke at him a bit.
What happened? You get the jitters?
No,
So why not?
The horse is mine.
To race the Baron himself. I'd consider it an honor.
Oh, that'd be a sight to behold.
would it ever?
Done. But if I win, I take your sword.
Agreed.
I'd not drink any more this night. You'll want your head about you. And we start at daybreak. The day dawns.
Ready?
As ever. First one to the tower.
Man chop!
Okay, so let's see if we can beat the Baron at the race.
That'll be the day.
He's quite fast. Right on our tail as well. And we are already there. That was a very short race.
You're wind, not woman. Worthy of the best horse. The mare is yours.
Thank you!
What?
Another chance to win.
She screamed like a mad woman. In an instant, all had forgotten the wager. Every man ran to save his skin, even worried to break his neck.
And they make it?
Some, aye. Others were not so fortunate. But what happened then? I must say, Witcher, seen a lot, but nothing like this. Never.
Uh-oh. I know that look.
You're a fast learner. You'll know the rest once you find my wife.
Working on it.
And making piss-poor progress.
They split up. Hadn't considered that possibility before. But don't worry. I'll find Anna too.
Let's play Gwent, and we have a couple of dialogue options over here, so let's go through them now that we have the chance. You're working with Nilfgaard, why?
Can't help wondering why you made a deal with the Nilfgaardians.
What could I do? Cast myself at them and die a hero? Fuck a hero's death. Fuck death.
Rather live as a traitor.
Ere long, none will remember it. Tamara is no more. There's naught left to betray.
The local Nilfgaardian garrison doesn't look that strong.
What of it? Even were I to attack, cut them down to a man, others will come soon. Black ones will flood this land, take control before long. Sure as we've all got arseholes, they will.
Okay, but how do you wind up here?
How do you wind up here? Just curious.
It's no secret. I was a Temerian soldier. My unit smashed at the war's start. Soon after, we lost hope of regrouping, driving the foe back. Those who remained wandered north. Others, deserters or merely broken men, joined us. We were a snowball rolling down a slope. By the time we reached Crow's Perch, I commanded a sizable force.
Just march into the fortress, make yourselves at home?
With Nilfgaard advancing, the local lord had fled, abandoned the perch. Once this war's over and Nilfgaard's victorious, the Black Ones will grant me a title. All talk of a self-proclaimed baron will cease.
Okay, but heard anything about witches in the area, because we do know that Ciri quarreled with one.
Heard anything about there being witches in Velen?
I pay no heed to peasant babbling. Common folk see witches, wizardry, devils, and who knows what the fuck else every which way they turn.
You know what? Since we are here, let's see how the Baron is strong at Gwent, and let's play him. Let's play him. Let's do a bit of a diversion.
Outplay me, and I'll give you one of my unique cards. How's that for enticement?
I'd say let's play. Okay, we did grab a couple cards from merchants before, but none that would help us. They are in other factions. We do have a Commander's Horn, though, which I will gladly equip. Let's see what other cards we have. Maybe some powerful ones over here. No, we don't have anything in monsters. And almost nothing in Squirtle. Okay, so we will still play Northern Realms. And he's also playing Northern Realms. Okay. What can we get rid of? Let's get rid of one Kidwani Siege Expert. And let's go ahead and get rid of the other one as well. Okay, we do have a spy card. Full fucking infantry. And let's play the spy card immediately. Okay, these are decent cards. Let's play Kira. And what I will do is I will pass because he still needs to up his cards if he actually wants to beat me. There we go. Now he will get one other card because he's also playing Northern Realms. But I usually do that just to even out the card situation. He passed, so I will play this guy and pass again. And let's see what card we get. Not the one I was actually expecting. Let's grab the medic and resurrect Dijkstra. Just so we have 8 points of advantage. And we can go ahead and mirror what he's laying out. I don't have Sheila, but I do have the Simfrid Reaver's Dragon Hunter. Okay, he's gonna play that. I will play Zoltan in the melee row. This could get really tricky. Let's play Vess. I mean, I could have played this card as well. It doesn't matter. The problem arises if he has, like, these cards in his deck. Or rather, in his hand. Torrential Rain. That's fine. Oh. That was a big one. Okay, I will play this. As another one. What to do? I mean, just to rub it in. Just to rub it in. Okay, we did manage to beat him with a not so good deck.
Take the card. I fear Velen's short on worthy opponents. Boat builder in Oroton might be one. There was also an old soothsayer. Lived east of here, near the windmill, last I heard. There's a lad, about as reasonable as an old mare, but he plays a devilish hand. In fact, I don't rightly know that you're ready for him.
Okay, we do have an updated quest, Gwent players in Velen. And I do believe Family Matters... No, investigate all remaining leads in Velen, find the Baron's wife. And as we actually progress through the quest, and you see we have a lot of things over here. It updates over here with a journal as well. Now, this is quite lengthy, but the main quest is navigating us to do hunting a witch. And I will actually go ahead, I didn't check that before, to see if we have any quests that are almost going to be grayed out, because the plus minus is 5 levels. So if I take on a level 1 quest, it would still be white. If I'm level 6 and take on a level 1 quest, it's going to be grayed out, which means we get less experience. We have several secondary quests, but let's go ahead and see where this witch is about. Maybe we can even do some quests on the way. Let's actually... Oh,
Stable hand pulled you out of the fire.
We'll never forget that. Here, I'm grateful.
oh, we got some money. Okay, I didn't expect this this one-time event to show up. I'll gladly believe that. I really, really will. Okay, I do want to check out if there's where we actually have to go. Over on here. And we have a notice board there, so let's go ahead and do some question marks on the way there. There we go. Let's go up on Roach to make things easier and quicker. Okay, the first question mark should be around here somewhere. So over on here. A monster nest. Yeah, we have some fire barrels, so I will... How did you catch on fire when... I don't understand. I don't understand how that caught on... How the ghoul caught on fire, but not... Okay, okay, okay. My heart! I saw my life flashing in front of me. Okay, we have Bell and Longsword as a diagram and Golden Oriole for manuscript. I wanted to loot this, but setting it on fire works too, I guess. I didn't know that you could explode these just by kicking or hitting the barrel. That's good to know. We have ashes over here. Roach should be coming. And let's see where the road takes us. If it takes us through Blackbow, we can grab the ones on the way over here, and it does look like it does. So let's go ahead and actually do this one first. We haven't done any question marks or side quests in a while, and I do want to switch things out just a little bit. There's rabbit dogs? Yes, wild dogs, actually. And there's a lot of them. Oh, they are really, really eager to get a bite out of me. Okay, these are easy to deal with. Okay. And the ones that are late to the party are now joining in as well. And two are definitely easier to be dealt with than more. There's drowners at our second question mark of the day. Now this is the damage that I wanted to see for a very long time from our swords. Let's go ahead and ignite. But they are good at dodging. Probably better than I am. There is another one over here. Ow, ow! Alrighty. It seems like this is a guarded treasure. Sudden note. Let's go ahead and read it. Dear Bessie, we couldn't afford to pay for ourselves and Patrick, so we sent the young lad to you. I know things are tough your way too, that you've 3 shikes of your own, so know that if I didn't have to, I'd not ask this of you. But you're in Welland, well, you wouldn't believe if I told you. Please care for Patrick like your own son. We'll come back for him as soon as the war's over. 1,000 thanks, Hannah. P.S. Patrick's got a sack of coin in his bags, enough to pay his guide, what we agreed on. You shouldn't have to add anything of your own. P.P.S. Patrick's afraid of the dark. If you can, leave a candle burning by his bed. So much for that. Highwayman's notes. And they say crime doesn't pay. Ha, never heard greater fucking rubbish in my life. It pays like fucking mad. We took so much loot from that old sod that we won't drink it all up in a year's time. Not even if we down Mahakaman's spirit like it's water and chase it with dry white from Beauclair. Some might blather nonsense about the gods punishing us and whatnot, but I'm too old to believe in fairy tales. Well, next stop, Novigrad. We'll see what we took and live like kings. Not see, but sell. But let's go ahead and do these 3 before going to the Midcopse village. Yeah, let's see what this is all about.
Nothing. Appeared in the village. Looking to trade his ring for some bread. But we've no food. None. Because of the black ones. Trampled our fields, raided our granaries, burnt our orchards. So instead of bread, he'll get a noose.
Please, good folk, do you not have ears? I did not want this war. I have deserted to go home to my wife and child. Take everything I have, but spare my life.
Release him so long so we can back out completely and let them do what they want with him. But considering he did try to sell his ring, trade it for bread, and he said he's deserted as well. I mean, you can't punish one individual for what the nation's leader is doing. So release him.
Oh, sure. And maybe give him some fixings for the journey. Saddle up a horse for him. Black ones showed us no mercy. We show them none in return.
Do what you want, try asking nicely. Yeah, we did.
Nice way. Gotta try something different. Let's dance.
Okay then. Pickaxe.
Thank you. If you had not come.
If I'd not come, only one man would have died. Really going back to your wife?
Yes. She bore a child just before the war started. A girl. I named her Beatrice after her grandmother. Why? Why did you help me?
I hate lynch mobs. It was the lesser evil. Was it the lesser evil, though? because the decision to kill the Nilfgaardian wasn't his, but the ones of the peasants. Let's go with number 1.
Lynch mobs. Nothing good ever comes of them. Now go. Stay off the high roads and give any villages a wide berth until you cross the Aruga.
Yes, yes, my friend, you do must flee. And I don't know why I'm going on foot, but I do think these question marks are relatively close. So we should be good there. What is that? It's something. Entering a worker. Oh, okay, they kind of hit a bit. There's a lot of them. Okay, that's it, I believe. Hatchet, blue mutagen. Here's something over there. Something that might be a bit bigger. More on a runestone, cavalry boots, succubus, decoction, Novigrad longsword. Oh dear. Warrior. And they poison. Okay, so let's see with the bolts. The bolts do absolutely no damage. Salmon, maybe? Nope. Do we have any other... Dragon's Dream fire damage? Oh, if we ignite it. Okay. Okay, let's try and do this. Ow. Oh. Tough beasties. But it's manageable. Can we loot? Yes, we can. We also got a blue mutagen. I do need to go over here. Cockatrice, this +5/+5. So we can do this instead, and now we have sign intensity +10. Now let's go ahead and grab this question mark next. I do believe it's right over here. Bandit camp. No. Don't do that. Am I though? Okay, now we have... Oh goodness. You're ambitious. Okay. That's about that. And grab what they have over on here. Looks like they were hunting wolves. And beasts' clothing. Let's go ahead and immediately read it. They entered his hut and began to search. First they tore through his bed. Dried twigs covered the sheet. That was the first proof for werewolves' return at dawn. After a night of hunting, their bare feet covered in the forest droppings. They found the second proof under his bed, a wolf's hide. The werewolf surely dressed himself in it when transforming with the setting sun, and shed it again when he returned to man the next day. Having found these powerful proofs, they seized the liberation and began the hunt, vowing to find the lycanthrope and bind him in silver chains. Okay, so apparently this is about werewolves. Ulfheden. I do believe those are common more in Skellige. Oh. Oh, what I walk into? Oh. Did those guys do that? Oh no. Oh no, that's bad. That's really bad. We have our last question mark over on here. Another bandit camp. Oh, we can loot. Really? There's a lot of deserters around in Velen. Sulfur, pure silver. And that's it. That's the grand loot you have here, guys. Okay. And I do believe that Midcopse should be over on here. Now, Midcopse also has a notice board. I just don't know on which side. Okay, so nothing from them. There is a notice board though. This is what I was looking for. Keep away from the Nilfgaardians. I'll shed the hair of any Trobot who fraternizes with the Nilfgaardians, so her baldness will proclaim her shame to all, and I'll carve the face of any peddler who deals with the Black Ones or provides them a service, a patriot. Oh goodness, somebody is really, really angry. Rosa, good folk, take no advice from the peddler. When our Rosa fell weak, he said to put her on a pine plank and stick it in a firebrand oven, then count to 12 3 times. When we pulled her out, she had burned to a crisp, and there was nothing left but to bury the charred bits. But the peddler refused to give back the 3 hard-boiled eggs we'd given him, saying he'd already eaten them, Wolfram and Annette. Alrighty, so the peddler does do good, but also not so good either. Repent. The ladies of the wood are unhappy, so the trees whisper. The offerings we make are not enough. We pray too seldom, and too often we take their name in vain. Mend your ways, good folk. Show contrition and fervor in your faith. For if the ladies too abandon us, we'll all perish in this forsaken bog. Quiet after dark. Take heed not to wander about after dark, nor make any unnecessary racket. Keep your windows covered if you burn a candle, and don't throw any damp branches likely to smoke onto the fire. We've enough trouble in the village without attracting more eldermen. Contract Jenny of the Woods. Hark, some devilry taken hold of our fields, something neither spirit nor phantom. Old Will swears on his mother's grave it's likely to be Jenny of the Woods. Whether it is or it ain't, be careful and don't go out in the fields alone, and most certainly not without scythe or rake in hand. But if you're the courage to drive the foul thing off, you've received a handsome reward, Bulko, alderman of Midcopse. Pantry's been robbed. Thief who's nipping goods out of my pantry soon as I put them there. That sausage you took last week, I prepared it especially for you from the bloated carcass of a mare I found in the muck, rotten eggs, and a handful of larvae. I then spat in it for seasoning and added some other highly personal ingredients. I hope you ate your fill, you scurvy rogue. Sweatlop. Oh goodness, that's some vicious revenge there. Of course, yeah. So we do have to find the witch on our own or ask the residents of Midcopse about her, but we will do that in the next episode. So thank you so much for watching and for being here. In case you want to keep up in the loop of what I'm doing on screen and off screen, maybe keep up with the updates as well. You are more than welcome to follow me on my socials. On Twitter, it's Rhea Plays YT, and on Instagram, it's Rhea Plays. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you liked this episode or if you generally like the content I put out on my channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!